Good afternoon and welcome to 3 o'clock with SOC. Give me a second while I welcome our Spanish speaking neighbors. Buenas tardes, gracias por estar con nosotros hoy día en 3 p.m. con SOC. Si quieren acceso al programa en español, por favor marquen el número que aparece en pantalla, que es 647-749-3122. Cuando le contestan su llamada, por favor compartan el contraseña, cuál es 779-328-221. My name is Tammy Rivera. I'm the Executive Director and Lead Organizer for Southside Organizing Center, SOC or SOC. Thank you for being with us. It's Tuesday, July 14th. We're happy you're back with us. We have an incredible lineup of subject matter experts and leaders here on the forum for you all week for our special education week. And so you don't want to miss the rest of the week. If you want access to the forum, because we talked too fast, you didn't get some information and you want to share it with someone, we have it in English and in Spanish, recorded and posted on our Facebook as well as our YouTube. So please know that it's available for you in English and in Spanish there. Speaking of our program, well, when we first got the news about the stay-at-home order and the COVID risk, we didn't know what to expect, but didn't imagine it was going to last this long. And so we thought we would do the forum as a way of continuing our organizing and our relationship building with you all. And so it's continued on now from March, June, July, and we'll be going into August. And so what we're going to do now is retool the forum. We're still going to have it Monday through Friday, but we want to talk to you about what your needs are. We're reviewing the surveys you filled out. But what we're looking at is a couple of things you can get excited about. I met with our youth organizers this morning and the staff. There's a dozen youth working with us. Some of those are year round and a couple of them joined us for the summer. And we'll be working towards a forum weekly that's dedicated from youth to youth. So one of the 5 days will be a youth forum that they'll produce and moderate, develop, write the script for, and implement, etc. And we know we need at least one day all Spanish program. So what I'd like to know from you all, Spanish speakers, what day is the best day in Spanish, or does it matter? We've been doing it on Wednesdays for the couple of times that we did it. Let me know what day works best for you. If it doesn't matter, we'll work it in. But if it does matter, we want to take that into consideration for you. And then if you have any other ideas, this is the time, folks. We know we're going to have a day dedicated to COVID. We know we're going to have a day dedicated to civic engagement, the census, elections, your year-round civic engagement, keeping up with what's happening that impacts you. But do you have other thoughts or needs? Let us know. And then we'll be working in to the forum special themes like we're doing now. So please let us know. As I said, we're going to have a forum for youth. We're going to have an all Spanish day. We're going to have a civic engagement and a COVID-19 public health day. So let us know what you're thinking. Hola Lillian, hola Diana. So please share. We are here for you. We will continue to be here. We're going to find new ways to reach you and come alongside you and support your leadership. You can call us always at 414-672-8090. You can email us at soc@socmilwaukee.org, and you can visit our website at socmilwaukee.org, and we have a whole page dedicated to information, resources, and ways you can take action around COVID. We just can't see you in person quite yet. We are not doing any in-person work. We're not visiting anyone. We're not meeting. It's all virtual, like most of you will have to do, and we're going to keep it that way because we're really committed to you being safe and our staff being safe. Please, if this forum is of any help to you, fill out our survey. It only takes a few minutes. It's only 3 questions. and you'll be helping us to develop the rest of the program. Let me tell you what's coming up for the next couple of days so you'll know when you want to tune in, which really is every day. Hola, Carmen Flores. We have tomorrow with us Dr. Tony Bias again, of one of our most popular forum guests. He is our area school board director, but as you know, he's a legacy leader in the community. And he will be talking, he'll be sharing the bilingual education information he shared the other day in English and Spanish, but also he's speaking to the special education rights movement. And then on Thursday, we have Jennifer Mims Howell from the special services where special education is housed on MPS. So you don't want to miss that. And then Dr. Posley let us know he will not be able to be with us on Friday, but we're hoping Mr. Galvan or another administrator can be with us because, as I've shared, Thursday night, the school board is meeting. Marlene is going to talk to you about the proposed plan that will be presented to the school board. MPS created a plan. They propose it they're going to share it at the school board. And then the school board's going to make that decision Thursday. And we want to know about what went through and what didn't or what changes are made Friday. So we're hoping to have someone from MPS with you. Now, next week. Next week is our economic theme. And we want to be able to bring the unemployment office on board to speak with you. We are partnering with the Latino Chamber of Commerce and the Latino Entrepreneurial Network for next week, just like we partnered this week with ALAS. How many of you are ALAS members who are with us today? Hola, Patricia Hernandez. If you're with ALAS, Dulce is asking to please put up our interpretation line again so that she can catch that. If you could do that, please. Thank you. If you're with Alas, let us know. Put some wings up or just write Alas or give us a heart so we know. They partnered with us for this week, and next week we're partnering with the Latino Chamber of Commerce and Latino Entrepreneurial Network. Not to be confused with the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, that's another organization, just to be clear. And again, we want to bring unemployment information for you because we know you're struggling. We've got a lot of calls about that. We also want to get some workforce information to you so you know if you're out of work right now, what you can do. And then we'll be talking about small business development, entrepreneurial development, and what resources and services are there for you. Dice Diana. Diana says there's a lot of Alas families. Please let us know. Please know that you can put your comments in Spanish on our live comments. We're welcoming of that. Uh, so stay with us, folks. Lots to do. We want to continue to share in our critical updates how proud we are of the young folks who are at the front line protesting and keeping the issues in front of our local and national community. We want to share that our thoughts and prayers continue to be with you all. I had another friend who gave me the news today that his uncle passed away from COVID. And so our thoughts and prayers are with all of you families who have lost loved ones and friends and those also other friends, another friend, two friends who tested positive for COVID and here in our community. And so our thoughts and prayers are with you. Just an update. We are following what's happening at the Fire and Police Commission, and we know that they asked for more time to complete the review for Chief Morales. And then some good news. The Collaborative Community Committee, the one that SOC serves on, we're the treasurer and the research chair for that work. That work continued the work of the Department of Justice review of the Milwaukee Police Department and Fire and Police Commission. Anyway, we have an email that started today to get our first re-up meeting for this year going. So that looks like it's going to take place in the next couple of weeks, and I'll be sharing with you what's happening as soon as that meeting is complete. All right, folks, I'm really excited to start our critical update segment with our special guest, Elsa Diaz Bautista. She's the executive director of ALA, Latinos Aplicando, Alianza Latina Aplicando Soluciones and we're so happy she's with us. Hola, Elsa.
Hola, Tammy, ¿cómo estás?
Ah, tú eres hermosa, amiga.
Gracias, gracias. Es para ustedes.
I haven't seen your face directly in a little while, so I'm glad to.
Es cierto, es cierto. Ahorita me puse lipstick.
You're looking great. Elsa, first of all, te quiero dar las gracias. I want to thank you for partnering with us on this special theme this week, focusing on special education. It is so critical and so needed. And I haven't been in those waters for a little bit. It's been a while since it was my direct responsibility when I worked for United Cerebral Palsy. But I learned a lot just so far this week. So I'm so grateful. Let's say hello to some of our visitors, and then I want you to share with folks what is ALAS. Let's see who else joined us. Hector, gracias. Diana, so excited. Elsa, share with us what ALAS is. Oh, let me give you a little personal connection. When I was at United Cerebral Palsy, I was tasked with establishing the first CompuPlay and Lecotech lab in Wisconsin. And so that movement is headquartered here in the States. In Illinois, it was at that time, but it's from Switzerland. But it was a computer lab for kids with and without disabilities so that they had an equal playing field. And then the Lecotech part of it was play as a form of loving and learning for parents, kids with disabilities, and their friends. And so I had the honor of establishing that at United Cerebral Palsy. And it's there where I met Monica Lopez.
Right, our founder, one of our founders, right.
One of your founders, and my eldest son was a youth volunteer for the program, who then Monica's boys and my boys played ball together on the Felix Mantielli, just to talk about how life connects. And so I was there when it started and I got to see it grow. I'm so proud of you all. I'm so proud of you all.
Well, first of all, Tammy, thank you so much. This is a great platform and a great opportunity for us to join the community at the table, to be able to talk about the world of disabilities and to be able to be part of the conversation. So thank you so much for being so gracious on our request to host a special education week for us. We were able to see Nelsinia from Wisconsin Fastest yesterday, and we're very appreciative that she came into the forum and share some of the information that we want to share community-wide. Thank you for sharing your experience, because I'm going to say it is a connectivity issue. You know, none of us live in a bubble. None of us live away from people with disabilities, and the exposure and the education is the important part, so that we can be more work on getting an inclusive community and inclusive programming everywhere. As you mentioned, Monica Lopez is one of our founders. ALAS started in 1997. So we're a little bit of a couple of years, you should say. Mm-hmm. In 1997 was founded by 10 families that were of Spanish-speaking descent. And one of the most important reasons this organization was founded was because of the difficulties that the families with kids, adults, and youth with special needs and disabilities have understanding and navigating services and opportunities in the community. Just being a parent or a family member of someone with disabilities without the language barrier makes it hard enough. Mm-hmm. Then you add the language barrier on the top of that, and then it makes it a little bit more complex. Those ALAS was born on the need of families that were Spanish-speaking, needing more help to navigate systems and to learn what was available and take advantage of the resources to help their families, you know, be the best that they can be and fulfill their full potential. So what, 20 something years? I can't count, but 1997, so more than 20 something years in the community, in the New York South Side community, serving the Latino community. So I have to say that our chart, as opposed to Wisconsin Facets, we do a lot of the stuff that Wisconsin Facets do, with one particular exception. Our chart is specifically for the greater Milwaukee area and specifically for the Latino community. So ALAS has been identified as the provider of services for an underserved group, the Latino community. And so, but we don't close the doors to anyone. When I say we don't close the doors to anyone, is we will serve anyone that has a member of their families with disabilities, or anyone that has a disability that falls under the IDEA federal law. When I say we open to that, but you have to be in the community of disabilities. As you can know, Tammy, resources are scarce sometimes, and one of the resources that we do for our ALAS families is interpretation and translation services, and those are very popular and very in well demand when there's people with a letter and they don't understand what they say. So sometimes we get those calls and says, "What I hear that you translate documents," and I'm like, first question is, do you have a family member with disabilities? Because that's the community that we serve. We also don't close doors beyond Milwaukee, but we're very cautious of making sure that our resources are spent in Milwaukee, specifically in the New York South Side and specifically in the Latino community, because our federal funds and our Milwaukee County funds are designated for that underserved group. Services that we offer vary from many, many different things. We do offer the understanding of the protection of the law and the rights that the students have to receive a free and appropriate education in the public schools, to be able to be included in the classroom, to be able to participate in extracurricular activities, and to be a fully included member in the community. And there is a federal law that protects those rights. And our main task is to make sure that families are aware of those protections, are aware of those opportunities that exist in the community, and take full advantage of them. So that doing so, the students or the people with disability can fulfill can become active participants and get to develop to their full potential. So that's our main thing. But we are a community resource center. So we provide resources. We provide, like, this is what we are in love with SOC. And I don't know if you guys know, but we're always here because we discovered that you were doing this forum, and the forums were full of resources and information that during this emergency pandemic, our families needed right away. And we were so proud to know that that information was being provided in a simultaneously interpretation line. So we quickly put you on our calendar and started promoting.
So we're so glad to have you with us.
So that's one of the things that we do. We look for resources that are already existing, and we share and we partner and we collaborate so that our families, we don't even reinvent the wheel, so that our families have access to those information and resources that already exist and are being used in the community. As a resource center, we're a family, so we do cultural events. We also do educational training for the families related to their to resources, transition services, special education, how the law is protected, changes on the law, opportunities that come up in the community. But we also provide support groups for the families. So we have a support group in which the families get together and they learn from one another. So we don't know everything. So there's can you see that?
Yes.
Or am I the only one seeing it?
No, we can all see it.
Okay, so we have one coming up on next week, but this one's particular I haven't talked about. So we provide services for the parents, the families. We provide services for the caregivers. We provide services for the service providers, and we provide services for their family members. Example, self-advocates, which is the word that you see there, agitators. I apologize for the English speakers because almost all of our communications are in Spanish, but therefore the self-advocates, which are the people themselves with disabilities. We refer them as self-advocates, and we also serve their siblings. So we have SIP shops, what we call SIP shops. So it's because in the world of disability, a brother and a sister have a different experience growing up than a typical person developing typically with their brothers and sisters. There's a little bit more that a sibling goes through as having a person with disability in their family. So we support them. We have support groups for them. We have support groups for our self-advocates, which is how we refer to as people with disabilities, to provide self-determination training for them, self-advocacy, teaching them how to use their voice, how to use their story, how to advocate for themselves so that someday they can just have their own voice. So we do that. And for the families, we have, like I said, trainings and support groups that they can access.
Is there a cost to the services, Elsa?
They're all free. They're all free. We are funded. We are funded by the federal government. So we have a grant that provides these services, and we are also funded by the Milwaukee County. And we serve 0 to 100. Mm-hmm. So under the funds of OSEP, the Office of Special Education, from the Department of Education in United States, so that's a federal grant, we serve from 0 to 26. And those provide us opportunities to provide all this information throughout the K through 12 years. Before the K, like Wisconsin FAFSA was saying yesterday, is from 0 to 3, and then 4 through 12, and then 26 from, let's say, 18 through 26 to provide transition to adulthood. Once adulthood hits, we are fortunate enough to be one of the organizations that's funded by Milwaukee County to take care of those adults. So those funds are for us to serve the adult community of people with disabilities, specifically the Latino community.
And that was an interesting note that I was reminded about yesterday, and I wanted to ask you about today. Is we forget sometimes, right? We look at the kids, and then I was remembering how challenging it is for them crossing over to adulthood, whether they stay home or whether they go on living by themselves, whether they continue education or go to work. So talk a little bit about the options and the services available for once our kids graduate from school and go into adult.
We are very fortunate. I know that we criticize Wisconsin for many, many things, but we are very fortunate in this community to live in the state of Wisconsin. And I say that because the state of Wisconsin participates in what we call a self-advocate services as adults, meaning we have the program IRIS, in which people can participate as adults and be able to do different things. They come out with a plan as adult. What is it that they want? And their voice is recognized. So they're the one making decisions. Do I want to live on my own, or do I want to live at home? Do I want to go to college, or do I want vocational training, or do I want to just go and get a specific training to just go into the workforce? And then those programs are developed to ensure that there is a full life. And by full life, we mean there's entertainment, there's an opportunity for social events, making relationships and friendships, working, having the life that you and I, Tammy, take for granted. Being able to be in the community, contribute to the community as a citizen, pay taxes, and be just included as everybody else.
I'm so glad to hear that. That's a gap that's missing. So let's help families who aren't connected to you yet. If there are families out there who have a child with a disability and they're Latino and or Spanish speaking. And even if not, right? You're
And
saying
even
all
if not,
families, all
exactly.
families. What do they need to do to get connected to you?
Okay, we get referrals all the time. We get referrals. That's a good question. We get referrals from 16th Street Clinic. They know about us, and they once they meet people like that, they refer them to us. So it's a venue. Children's Hospital does that. Our community does a lot of what is that? Telling each other.
Networking.
Yeah, like de voz en voz. Se me olvidó cómo
Oh
se dice,
yeah. Person
pero
to person.
person, the person referral, like one family would tell another family. Now, all you have to do really is either contact us in however manner you can. We have a Facebook page, we have a website, we have a telephone number. We're like you, we're not in the office, we're all working remotely, but we check our voice messages every day, so you can leave a message in the office and we take your case. The first and only question that we will make sure that connects you with us is, are you a person with disability, or do you have a family member with disabilities? Past that, we figured out the rest. Then we'll figure out what the case is. Can we take it? Do we have to refer it? Do we have to refer it? If the situation is a legal situation, we have many partners, including Wisconsin Facet, who spoke yesterday. But we have Disability Rights Wisconsin, which is the person that can help us if there's a legal case pending, or if there's been a violation of human rights or a violation of some sort
That's
of
good
right,
to know.
that we can refer them to Disability Rights Wisconsin. So we figured out what's going on, and then we either make them part of our families, refer them. There's one thing we live by, Alas. You call our office. If you need something, we either refer you to somebody and make sure you get that information, or we provide it to you. So we make sure that if you call us with something, that you don't leave with your hands empty. And that applies to the whole community, no matter what. For example, we were in TMNJ for one year, and we talked about ALAS, and then we get a couple of calls from homeless people saying, I heard that you help people and they didn't have a disability, or at least a disability recognized by us. They could have like a mental illness or something like that, and we refer those to. And that's what we did. We referred them to a homeless organization, and we made sure that they had the information, but they weren't directly looking for the services that we were looking for. So that's one thing I tell our staff: if somebody reaches out to us, it's because they're needing something. So we will either refer them and give them some guide, or they become part of ALAS.
That's great to know. Let's see if we have any questions here. Trine Zapata. Trine, ¿estás escuchando bien ahora en la línea de interpretación? Veo que tienes una pregunta. Just referring to her, one of the persons was saying they're having a hard time hearing. I think that's resolved. Hola, María Gallegos. Hola, Charlie. Saludos. Can you provide us with the website? What's the ALAS website? I think it was...
Okay, ALAS is Alianza Latina. If you Google Alianza Latina Aplicando Soluciones, the first Google search will be us. So that's the whole name, and we by short goes by ALAS, ALAS. But we also have a safe Facebook page. We are more responsive to our Facebook page than our web page. So we will guide you to just go to our Facebook page, like us, and you can leave us messages there. And that's where we communicate all the events that are coming up, how to connect, resources that we're collaborating with. So and that one is ALAS, Inc. INC. Dash ALAS, and that's our Facebook page.
And we've shared them. Go ahead.
Yeah, you can call us also at 414-643-0022. Leave us a message, because we're not in the office, but we check them various times a day, and we will get back with you.
And we've shared that contact information on our comments as well. You can see the website in our comments. And then we'll ask for this other information to be shared.
And things that you can find on our Facebook page. We were having weekly. One question that I wanted to address is how this COVID has affected everything that we
Yes.
did. We're obviously just like many of us or many other organizations, we had to go to remote services. So we were face-to-face services. When we were in the office, we were serving the families one way or another with events face to face. In every event, we provide a meal so they don't have to worry about having to go home and cook, and we provided childcare so that they didn't have to worry about where did they leave their children. And at that point, we were serving active events. I would say 3 to 4 times a month. So let's just say once a week, because of everything we do. And we went to virtual, and now we're like serving families daily. It's practically daily. So now, instead of having a quarter calendar, we used to have 3 months of a quarter in a calendar telling people what was coming up. We're having monthly calendars. So you can find those calendars and what we're doing, what we're promoting, who we are collaborating with who we're partnering with, how you can find information about what's going on those calendars. I think I shared the July calendar with you guys. I don't know if you can put it up, but that copy of that calendar will be available on our Facebook. There it is. So I don't know if you can recognize you guys in there. At SOC at 3 p.m. is on our calendar, and we
Thank you.
daily at 3 p.m. And then we're collaborating with another organization that is Padres con Hijos Adolescentes. And those are all the other things. We also, by the way, create event flyers. So the day of the event or the day before or even the week before, a flyer can come up letting you know what the event it is coming up and how to join, or how we will make sure that we join. You can see in there we have our Facebook page and that flyer, and also our phone number. And
That's
you can
great.
Facebook Messenger us. We check those too.
That's great. We'll make sure that gets shared as
One thing
well.
I want to say, one thing I want to say, Tammy, the group or the community of people with disabilities is the only minority group in which you can become a member to at any time, correct? So this affects you one way or another. All of us are going to get to a point of age, God hoping, that we will become a person with disability, need for something. So, it's like you may not think that this affects you, but it affects all of us one way or another. And we want to make sure that we are not a group of people that people don't think about. If you think of accommodating a group, if making plans and making accommodations for people with disabilities, the world is a better place because everybody can benefit. One specific example is I have a little cartoon, and I didn't send it. So a little cartoon that says, it's a snow day, and the school is making sure that the snow removal is happening for the students. And so they're shoveling the stairs, right? And then they have like 5 students with disability waiting to enter the school building because they're shoveling the stairs, and they say, hey, shovel the ramp. And he said, wait, we have more students using the stairs. I said, but if you shovel the ramp, everyone can enter.
Yeah,
right?
it's for everyone.
The ramp is not just for people with disabilities. How many times we have decided to use the ramp? So that's what the message I want to send, that if we as a community think of accommodating and taking care of the most vulnerable community, the world is better for us.
That's a good point. And there's a question that I got on the text. The calendar is available on your Facebook page?
Yes, it's available on our Facebook page.
That was a request.
You may have to scroll, but what we're going to do, since we were here today, we'll repost it so that it goes to the top.
Okay, sounds good. Hola, Marianne. Hola, Lupita Ricardo Mora. Okay, es María Mora. Hola, María Cano. Hola, Enid Maritza Garcia. Yes, she just pinned it to the Facebook page. Oh, Diana. Okay, muy bien. Entonces, Elsa, what you're saying is you have completely continued services during COVID. They just are remote. Now, last last question here. I'm always stealing time from the program. One last question, and then I'll let you go. Do you think that the population of persons with disabilities is being responded to sufficiently in the state and local plans for COVID-19?
No.
¿Y qué
But
falta? ¿Qué
that
falta?
being said, this was difficult for everyone. No one knew how to deal with this situation. So it's not like we're going to say, so that's what the answer is no, because no one was prepared. No one was prepared.
No.
What do we do? We have come a long way. We're learning as we go. It's good that we all, I'm feeling like we are working together, like
Yes.
the MPS district and us are working together to figure out what will work for our students coming back to fall, if that's the decision and things like that. So no, but it was because no one knew what to do. No one, and still today we don't know how
We're
this
trying
virus
to
is
figure it
going to
out.
be bad. We're learning every day, and we're here to be partners and to figure out how we can make it work for everyone and not just say, no, it's not working.
Yeah.
So instead of just pointing out what not working, let's work together to find solutions, and solutions that, as I say, will work for everyone.
Excellent. I'm going to leave it with this segment. Maria Mora says, please contact you. You're so good with people with disabilities, and also that you make people feel part of a family. Thank you,
Thank
Elsa.
you.
We're
Thank
happy
you.
to be in family with Alas, and we have a lot of great work to do together. And I have a couple of things that just came up that I want to talk to you about. Te agradezco enormemente that you partnered with us this week. So
Thank you.
enormously
We are
grateful.
in love with SOC. SOC is awesome.
Igualmente.
All right.
Be safe.
All right. Bye.
Adios. All right. So excited about this week, and that the program keeps getting stronger because of you all and the partnership with you all, like Alas. All right, folks, we're going to go ahead because I'm always going over time. Gracias a ustedes, Diana. Thank you to you all, Diana. We're going to go ahead and invite Marlene on, our coronavirus coordinator and form coordinator, because there's so much to tell you folks. Hola, Marlene. Unmute.
Glad to be here. So first I'm gonna reiterate that we have the mask up challenge for you guys. So we challenge you to hashtag mask up. If you're up for the challenge, take a picture of yourself, a selfie, wearing the mask, and share it on your social media platforms, and tag your family members and friends so we can get everyone to wear masks everywhere we go. So that being said, I have an update for you on when we will have an MPS school board officialized final decision. So their decision is going to be made this Thursday, but they do have a proposed draft outline of the 3 phases for the reopening plan. And we have a link for you guys to check that out if you want. So just remember, it's not the official plan that's going to be approved, but it gives an idea of what it could look like. So that will, the decision will be made this Thursday if that will be approved or not. So according to the Milwaukee Business Journal, Wisconsin is amongst the 4 states added to the New York quarantine list. So why is this important? So this is important because Wisconsin is now on the travel advisory list, which means it now is on the list of states with warnings of high numbers of COVID-19. So it means that those who travel to New York now have to remain in quarantine for 14 days before they can leave, to go anywhere else. So the quarantine applies to any person arriving from a state with a positive test rate, so it has to be 10% or higher of a positivity rate over a 7-day rolling average, which means every 7 days they look at the positive cases in each state, and they check how high it is according to the population. So right now, For Wisconsin, according to the Wisconsin Department of Health Services, Wisconsin is at a positive test rate of 10.1%. And this was last updated July 12th. So that means that we're above that percentage, which means that numbers are really high right now for Wisconsin. And we need to work on that. And ways you can work on that is by wearing a mask. Mentioning masks, we're going to talk about the mask ordinance that has been talked about recently. So Milwaukee wants to set up a mask policy so everyone can wear a mask indoors and outdoors within public settings. That means when you're indoors, any bars, restaurants, anything like that, you have to be wearing a mask. And then if you're outdoors, as long as you are 6 feet apart, as long as you are within 6 feet of an individual or you are around a lot of individuals in a public setting, you need to continuously wear a mask unless you are surrounded by family members. And this also means that there will be penalties for many individuals that own restaurants and stores that are not complying to the mask ordinance law. It said that there could be up to $500 of fines if you do not follow these requirements. But it is stated that the ordinance will be going into effect Thursday, according to Urban Milwaukee. And it was approved today, so we'll start seeing some changes this upcoming Thursday. Again, there's another update I have for you. There's a lot of updates today. And the MPS school board is having their reopening plan, like I mentioned earlier. So that document is also listed in our comment section as well. And you can take a look at the MPS plan that they might be implementing. But that's not 100% sure. That's not the exact finalized plan. We'll have more updates for you guys later this week from our MPS guests that are going to be coming on, like Dr. Baez and other individuals.
Thank you, Marlene. Just to reiterate, folks, MPS put out a draft plan. The school board needs to look at it. The school board's the official body that says agrees or doesn't agree or makes changes. So Thursday night, we should have a final decision on what MPS looks like for the fall. And that plan is available, as Marlene says, you can look at it in the section. And she also shared that the draft plan can be broken down into 3 phases. The first phase is all digital, right, Marlene? The second phase is part digital, part in person, and the third phase is all in person. But those phases correspond with how safe things are. You can look at that. And then in terms of the mask up, I just want to clarify for people, because it gets confusing for us to understand what's in a committee and what gets proposed and when so little civic lesson, folks, for you all. And it took me a while to get my head around this, which is one of our common council members or a group of them can propose something. Then a committee, that's what happened. Councilwoman, alderperson Marina Dmitrijevic proposed mask up with a group of her colleagues. And then it went to the safety committee and they agreed. And then it went to the common council and they agreed unanimously. That means everybody signed on. Then it went to the mayor. So you might be hearing like every day different information, but it's because it has a process. So the last thing that happened, that had to happen for it to be official, is that the mayor had to sign it. According to our staff who saw a press release, he made a press conference and said he indeed signed it. And so from the news reports, we can tell that it becomes in effect Thursday. But also, right, Marlene, they also, with that, made a provision to ensure that masks are available and they're going to be distributed according to the news reports from the fire and police stations and some libraries, and they're going to have a list of that. But also, SOC is in a partnership with 16th Street Community Clinic and with some other folks, and we're going to have some masks available through our resident associations, programs, and services. So just trying to clarify, there's so much information and it's happening so quickly, folks. Thank you, Marlene.
Yeah, for sure.
Appreciate you. All right, folks, so there you have it. We're trying to help you navigate and us try to navigate what's happening. With that, we want to make sure that we don't forget about the census. And as I was meeting with the youth today, we were asking them why they thought folks weren't participating, and they're so smart. They're so smart, and they're so in tune. And one of the things they were saying is maybe people aren't getting what they'll lose, because people are the youth are among the canvassers calling folks, asking them to do the census, and frequently, not all the time, but frequently enough, they're told that they don't want to fill it out. And usually people don't give reasons, but some of the reasons they shared, or one of the reasons they shared, was because people thought it didn't make a difference. So here's what we want to say. Fill out the census because it will impact you. It's like if your kid didn't get counted in the census, there isn't money for us here for your kid to go to school if you didn't fill out that census. So then everybody has to do with less. That's really important as we talk about Special Education Week and as we monitor what's happening with MPS. Or, we have such problems with our streets here in Milwaukee, the potholes. Well, that has to do with the money we get, and that money we get based on the numbers reported in the census. So just urging you from our youth and how smart and direct they can be and helpful. And so I'm gonna leave you with this video, and then we'll be back to do the rest of the segments.
Every student is full of possibilities, just like every community, which is why the 2020 census wants to make sure we are all counted. Because an accurate census count can help inform funding for things like after-school programs and education for the next 10 years. Let's stand together. Let's make it possible.
Shape your future. Start here. Learn more at 2020census.gov.
There you have it, folks. Please fill out the census, and if you need help, we're here for you. We will walk you through it. It's less than 10 minutes. I'm going to bring on our communications manager, Marisol Diaz, to inspire you to fill out our survey. Alas, I would love 100% of you who are viewing to fill out today's survey. How about that? Can I get a commitment from our Alas family and all our other viewers to fill out the survey? All right, Marisol, you can share.
Has this live forum been informative and useful to you? What part of the forum could be improved or changed to make it better? Please take a quick survey that's located in the comments section so that we can keep 3 o'clock with SOC going for residents. Thank you for tuning in.
Gracias, Marisol. She keeps us up to date. Gracias, Diana, for agreeing to fill out the survey. I appreciate it. Ivelis, hola, amiga. Let's see what you have here. Elsa agreed to fill out the survey. Gracias, Elsa. Let's hear from the rest of the ALAS group. Ivelis, parents are able to contact MPS school board members via email to share their thoughts about the reopening proposal. Los padres pueden mandar sus opiniones sobre el plan de reapertura por correo electrónico a la mesa directiva de MPS. The email is governance, governance, @milwaukee.k12.wi.us. Hola, Ivelis, will you fill out today's survey? Gracias, Trine. She filled it out. Appreciate you. All right, let me remind you what's going on for the rest of the week, because you don't want to miss. Tomorrow we have tomorrow, mi gente from Alas, el programa va a ser en español. Tomorrow the program is going to be in Spanish and we'll have interpretation available for English speakers. Dr. Baez will be here and he'll be sharing what happened in the bilingual education movement and what we're still dealing with that. And the same with the special education movement. And then on Thursday, we have the senior director of special services from MPS, and that is where special ed is housed. And so Jennifer will be sharing about that. And then Dr. Posley was supposed to be with us Friday. He's not able to join us, so we're hoping that Mr. Galvan or someone else from the administration office will be with us on Friday to help us understand what plan is going to go forward. So you don't want to miss it. And then next week, we're going to focus on economics. You don't want to miss it if you're having problems with unemployment, if your business closed and you want to restart it, if you don't want to lose your business, if you need to start a business because you don't have work, if you need a job. And we're hoping to hear from all our leaders from the state to the county and to the city. All right, folks, thank you for being with us. Be safe. Fill out the survey, and we'll see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock with SOC. We thank you, and we're going to thank our funding partners right now as well.
Hello, SOC viewers. My name is Micaela. I am a youth organizer. We would like to thank everyone for supporting our 3 o'clock with SOC live show for completing our surveys, in addition to thanking our residents for tuning in and sharing our show. We would also like to thank the following sponsors: Wisconsin Voices, Community Development Block Grants, Neo-Philanthropy, State Infrastructures Funds, Movement Voters Project, Catholic Campaign for Human Development, Zibber Foundation, City of Milwaukee Office of Violence Prevention, Tides Foundation, City of Milwaukee's Promise Zones, all the faithful individuals who supported SOC through their personal donations. Thank you.